What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the best things to do in Quebec. You know, Americans do not know many of the Canadian provinces, to be perfectly honest. They know a couple, but Quebec tends to be one that Americans have at least heard of, or at least kind of familiar with. I know it's kind of this outlier in a way, kind of different, kind of special with the French-Canadian thing going on. I don't exactly understand all of that either. The French culture of Quebec or the French-Canadian culture, which is a little different or very different than just straight up French culture in Europe, but that's another video probably. Unless this explains some of that to me, that'd be great. But this is to enjoy the coolest, best things to do in Quebec. I reacted to a video that ranked the provinces on what's the best province to live in a while back, and Quebec scored #1. I believe. The best, possibly the best province to live in, according to some random YouTube video. From what I've seen, every province in Canada has insanely amazing, incredible stuff. Like mind-blowing, beautiful, interesting things everywhere. So, I don't know about all the rankings, but it does have my expectations possibly a little bit higher on this one. Also, to be noted, is that this video is again by this channel called Must Do Canada, who makes the most insane YouTube videos about Canada. I love watching these things. They've done them on other provinces. They're like miniature movies. They're amazing. They travel through Canada and film stuff in a beautiful way, and always interesting stuff, so I'm very excited for that as well. And with that set up, no more further ado, let's take a look. Cool stuff in Quebec.
We're in Quebec, the 5th stop on our 150-day road trip across Canada.
Quebec is a beautiful province. It's a place where you can try amazing food, practice your French, fall in love with heritage buildings, and enjoy nature in different ways, from walking into a park to climbing a mountain. There's something for everyone.
Wow. Yeah, that's the amazing thing about a lot of places in Canada, is the diversity of stuff you can do. And also I'm glad that they reminded me of the whole French language thing, because the language of Quebec, the official language, is French, right? Possibly French and English. That is just amazing to me. And being bilingual is just awesome as well. But let us continue.
We started our trip off on the St. Lawrence-Saguenay Seaway, first by ferry and then by whale watching tour. This is one of the best places in all of Canada to see whales, and although we had a rainy day, we saw so many minke whales, seals, and even belugas.
Wait, where are we seeing whales? I'm sorry. I'm sorry to pause it so quickly again, but map of Quebec. How are we seeing whales? Where? Let me zoom in. Oh, that's Quebec City. Oh, he said where they were, but... So, okay. So it's bordering, yeah, lots of water. On the north and the east. Okay. Plus there's, yeah, that's where the whales are, right? I don't know anything about whales. I don't know anything about Quebec. That's why I'm here, to be perfectly honest. I was just shocked that 30 seconds in, we're whale watching. Pretty cool.
Whale watching tour. This is one of the best places in all of Canada to see whales, and although we had a rainy day, we saw so many minke whales, seals, and even belugas. After our whale watching tour, we drove to historic Quebec City. Thanks to the European charm and beautiful cobblestone streets of Old Quebec, this has become one of the most visited places in all of Canada.
Yeah, this is unique, isn't it? A lot of Canadian cities, capitals of provinces and whatnot, have a very, modern look for the most part. Modern or something like that. This is quite clearly European influenced, right? Having to do with the French history, probably. Very interesting. And also makes Quebec a little more unique in that sense, right?
Canada. One of my favorite activities was taking a historical walking tour. Not only did our guide bring us to some of the most scenic areas, but he also helped bring the city to life by explaining a lot of the history that's happened here.
Wow, you know, with the walking tours, sometimes you can lose me. It's not whale watching or some of the other ridiculous things that they've done in some of these videos. So the walking around, you know, you might lose me on some of that stuff, I'm going to be honest. But this is so beautiful and this city is so interesting. I'm on board.
But he also helped bring the city to life by explaining a lot of the history that's happened here. Another one of my favorite activities was visiting the nearby Montmorency Falls.
What?
These powerful falls are incredible to see up close, and thanks to the walking loop and bridge, you can see the falls from all sorts of different angles.
Oh, this is fantastic. How close is this to Quebec City they were just in? Is this in Quebec City? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful waterfall. I'll get over it where it is. Yeah, the fact that they built it in a way that you can kind of, get up in there, huh? This massive waterfall.
Activities was visiting the nearby Montmorency Falls. These powerful falls are incredible to see up close, and thanks to the walking loop and bridge, you can see the falls from all sorts of different angles.
Yeah.
If you really want to be adventurous though, you can go to the lower deck and actually feel the power of the falls. It felt like a hurricane getting pelted by all the cold water and feeling the wind try to knock us over. We got soaked, but it was such an incredible time.
What? What? I thought it was, like, good enough. No. If you want to, like, get beat up by the waterfall, if that's something you want, and I think that actually sounds pretty cool. If you go all the way to this waterfall, like, you gotta let the waterfall crash on you a bit, since apparently it's an option? That's, I wasn't expecting that.
Before leaving Quebec City, we visited the Huron-Wendat Museum to learn more about the Wendake culture. We actually got to go inside a replica of one of their longhouses. We even got to make bannock over the fire. Montreal is a vibrant city.
Huh? What is that? Man, this is an interactive exhibit, isn't it? Perfect recreation. I don't know what they're eating here, but it's pretty fun that they even get to do that.
City. In fact, we were able to experience this lively city on Saint John Baptiste Day, a day where we were able to see how locals celebrate the French-Canadian culture.
Oh, that's cool. Did she say Saint John Baptiste Day? Saint John oh, not Nap. Baptiste Day? It has its own day? June 24th? Let me see here if I can zoom in a little bit. St. John Baptiste Day, also known in English as St. John the Baptist Day, is a holiday celebrated June 24th in the Canadian province of Quebec and by French Canadians across Canada and the United States. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. That's also amazing that they ended up in Quebec on St. John Baptiste Day. Right, make sure I say that correctly. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Talk about getting exposure to the culture in like an extra special way.
A day where we were able to see how locals celebrate the French-Canadian culture.
Yeah.
We were also very lucky to see the Jacques Cartier Bridge light up to the rhythm of classical music and beautiful fireworks that lit up the city.
Oh, wow. Wow. Somehow they are illuminating the bridge to music. Nice.
One of my favorite things to do in Montreal is walking around the streets of Old Montreal and marveling at the architecture of buildings like the Notre Dame Basilica. You really realize how old the city is.
Yeah.
Another cool place we visited in Montreal was the Biosphere. This is the only museum in North America dedicated to environmental action and education.
Oh, a museum of environmental action. Why is it in the shape of this cool sphere? Does that have like a meaning to it or something? Oh well, I don't need to get all philosophical here.
Here we learned about climate change and global warming, looked at various organisms under a microscope, and experienced a 4D 360-degree video that immersed us in various degrees of weather such as rain, snow, and mist, while educating us on some emerging technologies.
Wait, what? Wait, how is this working? How is there stuff flying around them? What? Did he call it 4D? Not 3D, 4D? What is Is Montreal living in like the year 3000 or something? How are we doing this? Why don't I know about this?
Such as rain, snow, and mist, while educating us on some emerging technologies.
Okay.
This museum is truly one of a kind.
Yeah. Nice.
I love Montreal. It's home to the largest underground complex in the world, and it's such a fun city where you can walk around heritage buildings.
Wait, what? It's home to the largest underground complex on the planet? And we're just glossing over that?
I love Montreal. It's home to the largest underground complex in the world, and it's such a fun city where you can walk around heritage buildings and try all kind of food with a little bit of a twist. And of course, we couldn't miss the famous poutine and bagels, which are known as the best in all Canada.
All right, stop the video. Roll it back. Pause it on the poutine.
We couldn't miss the famous poutine and bagel.
Stop it. If I could zoom in on it, I would. Let's just take a moment. That is a hearty looking poutine. Poutine? Poutine. I also feel like I'm saying Quebec wrong half the time. Quebec? Quebec? Okay. I don't know why the delicious looking food makes me think about my grammar, but it does. And I want this poutine, by the way.
Which are known as the best in all Canada.
Then there's Mount Royal Park, where locals and visitors go to get a taste of nature within the city. Here you'll find amazing views of the Montreal skyline, various trails, and even some small wildlife.
Oh.
Montreal really is a beautiful and diverse place to visit.
Yeah. Cool.
For those looking for adventure, Mont Tremblant is the place to go. We got to experience so much there, including zip lining and an apprentice falconer walk.
What? I've never heard of this place, by the way. This is a city in Quebec? What's it called again?
For those looking for adventure, Mont Tremblant is the place to go.
Mont Tremblant? I already have this map open. Will this help me? Montreal, Quebec. Oh no, I don't see it. Mont Tremblant, where are you? Is it over here? No. No. Why is this like an Easter egg hunt? Why can't shouldn't it be? What if I type in Quebec, No, there it is. There it is. Oh, let me zoom out a bit. Oh, it's by Montreal. It's in it's by Quebec City and Montreal in a way. Oh, I was not looking down there. Okay, cool. So this is like not quite as big a city as those. But it seems very beautiful, and what did they have? Ziplining and falcons.
To go. We got to experience so much there, including zip lining and an apprentice falconer walk, where we got to feed a hawk with our own hands. It was a really incredible and humbling experience to see the hawk glide through the air and land on my hand with such precision.
Yeah.
I've never seen.
I don't know if this is like particularly a Quebec thing. Like having a hawk jump onto your arm, but it is a cool thing, so it counts.
A hawk up close before, and it was mesmerizing to have him just inches away from my face. And then there's Zip Trek, where we got to zip line around the mountains at speeds of up to 100 kilometers an hour and a length of over 3,000 feet.
Wow! What a like special view you get while you're hurtling through the air at 100 kilometers an hour in a depth-defying little pulley system on a little line. You get to absorb the beauty while you're screaming.
What an incredibly fun way to experience nature in Mont Tremblant in a really exciting way.
Yeah.
We got to race each other, try different tricks, and have fun while looking at the beautiful scenery.
They're pretty good at that.
La nature, c'est tellement important. C'est tellement important de s'y retrouver.
Nature is so important. It's important to rediscover it. And, except she's speaking French.
Puis quoi de mieux pour s'y retrouver, justement, d'aller...
And how better to rediscover it than by engaging in the many activities. Yeah, true.
Vers des activités comme toutes celles qu'on retrouve à Tremblant.
We find around Mont Tremblant that allow us to explore the splendor.
Qui nous permettent d'explorer la nature autrement. Donc, ça peut être tout simplement par une marche à pied.
It could be as simple as going for a walk, climbing the mountain. Oh, yeah.
Pour monter la montagne, ou encore la montée en gondole panoramique.
or riding up in the panoramic gondola. Man, they just like to put things on strings and take you around. I ain't complaining. Or riding down on a zip line, yeah.
Et la descente en tyrolienne ou la descente en luge, puis c'est ce qui est absolument fascinant.
Or riding down on a luge. Lots to do. Fascinating. On a luge? Like the thing you sit in and it's like a little like sled. That's what I'm thinking of. And you ride down like a slide perhaps, or
in Mont-Tremblant, I feel I had a true Canadian experience. I got to sleep in a tree house, sit around a campfire, paddle a canoe, and
you got to sleep in a tree house. Is that part of it? Is that part of being a true French Canadian?
Got to sleep in a tree house, sit around a campfire, paddle a canoe, and swim in a lake for the very first time.
Cool. Wow.
I just remember I love listening to the sounds of nature, seeing the reflection of the trees in the water. It was such a great experience.
Yeah.
From historical cities and modern art to French culture and vast wilderness, Quebec is a province you're bound to...
Wait, was this something to do with maple syrup? I hate to pause it because they're actually making a very touching... They're actually saying some nice stuff, like having a very touching moment summarizing their experience in Quebec, and I'm like, pause it! What is this? What are they licking? Is it maple syrup? Candy? I hope it is.
Culture and vast wilderness, Quebec is a province you're bound to fall in love with.
Yeah.
To learn more about what we did in Quebec, as well as other provinces during our 150-day road trip across Canada, visit mustdocanada.com.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Again, like, I'm not surprised. This video is awesome. It's by Must Do Canada. I'm giving it a like. Yes. That is so cool. Quebec has the interesting... The other parts of Canada are unique in their own way, but Quebec has that, like, French thing going on that Americans really don't understand, but we're like, cool, that's different, very different. There's nothing like that going on in America for sure. And at the same time, there's like a lot of beautiful, I want to say European style architecture going on in places in Quebec. There's just obviously, based on that video, a lot of beautiful, fun things to do. So as an overall impression of the province, as a starting point, we'll say, because I'm sure there's much, much more to it, this was great. This was like enjoyable, as always. What a fun little video. And yeah, even the little activities they do that don't necessarily have to do with culture in Quebec are still awesome that it's located there. So I count all that, and there was some stuff here that was truly authentic to the culture as well. It's great. Loved it. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff in Canada that I've never seen or learned about, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.